Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I am Rob, and today I'm going to attempt to take this Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud by Lesney from Shabby to Shiny. This one was a great video. Not only do I attempt to restore this Rolls-Royce, but at the end of this video there is just a wonderful unboxing courtesy of Shaun Livermore, who is a local farmer to me, and he approached me on my Facebook page and said, "Rob, I found in my farm workshop some old cars, do you want them?" And of course I said yes please, and yeah, he sent them across, and straight away, well, I had to choose which one to restore. There are so many great restoration projects in there. You really must hang around to watch the unboxing. But a massive thanks to Shaun Livermore. But yeah, I'm going to restore this one. And of course, if it does reach 2,000 likes, it could be yours. So we start by drilling down the centre of the posts. There's two on this car. And we will remove the flange from both. And of course we shall tap both holes. Please do remember to lubricate the end of your piece. You do not want to snap it. Actually, one thing that I never mentioned, when you do tap a hole, when you pull out, you will notice there's something on the end of your tap. So you do need to regularly clean the tap, otherwise it just doesn't create a perfect hole for the screw, of course. But anyway, I shall move on quickly. We have here the underside of the car. As you can see, I've already pre-drilled this one, sitting pretty low. Looks like somebody's perhaps stood on it, and people do stand on these toy cars very often. I myself flew across my conservatory yesterday because one of my children decided to leave a Hot Wheels in the middle of it. Great fun for them. Not so much for me, but I survived, so I guess not too bad. But anyway, as you can see, we have drilled this one. I'm just going to pop it off. I was considering to use my screwdriver, but I do prefer to, if possible, get it off by hand, and I was, on that instance, able to pull it off by hand. Very grubby, this one. Who knows what this is? I'm assuming it's the nest of something, and I've only just recently cleaned up my whole kind of Matchbox Garage area, so I am trying to keep it clean. So using the vacuum there as and when, but yeah, as you can see again on this base here, there's something there. I don't even want to know what that is. It's stuck, it's red, it's round. We'll just hoover that straight off. But yeah, a lovely car, beautiful design, very similar to my wedding car actually. But we can see that there is some damage to this casting. There's been quite a lot of, well, I would say corrosion. So we need to fix that shortly. And of course, one of the major things to fix are these bent axles, and we'll do that as well. But yeah, cleaning up the axles here. I've straightened them out somewhat in my vise. I did have footage of it, but this video would have just gone on for over an hour. So yeah, I've straightened out the axles in my vise. And then you can see here, having already done one of the axles, I'll use my drill and some just sandpaper here just to take off all this surface rust. And look at that, looking almost as good as new. So here we have the two axles. They're not they're not perfectly straight, but they do roll. And to be honest, on the car now, you would never know. It rolls perfectly. But yeah, here are the wheels, and I'm going to put it in this little pot of, I keep just a little bit of water in. And yeah, there's no water in here. It's been so hot up here in my loft that the little bit of water I had in there has evaporated. So I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, into the foot-long hot dog jar, the casting goes, covered in boiling water, and then in comes a tablespoon of caustic soda. So doing its business there. Someone suggested that actually when I pick up the glass, which I use a glove in my right hand, perhaps I should use something in my left hand rather than my actual hand, because you know it's very hot, of course, for focusing. So I thought, okay, well I'll get myself a helping hand, and yeah, I'm just reaching for it now. But of course the aim is to make sure that I don't burn myself, right? So as I lift it up, I have a helping hand underneath. The plan was so that it would focus, and it's I don't know, it's perhaps not as easy as it looks, but you can actually see that there's a lot of paint that's already coming off. All the crud and grime from all those years. Oh, there's a lovely flap there. Nice flap of paint. Didn't take too long. But yeah, here is my helping hand. It's from a mannequin. Yeah, and it's one of them, I don't know. I got it from a second-hand shop. I thought it was weird and quirky and cool. I don't know. But yeah. Let's move on to the wheels. I have now found some water. There was plenty in the tap, but washed them off. Used my.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
For some reason, I shall whisper it. The Alexa heard me say something, but it wasn't about her. But anyway, clean the wheels off there, and the casting here was probably in the caustic solution for all of 10 minutes. And as you can see, there is no longer any paint on that base, and there's no longer any paint on this casting. So that is a 100% paint removal today. What a beauty. But yeah, let's take away any of that moisture using my brand new Dremel Micro, courtesy of my patrons. I'm going to buff out now just the roof section as a sample. We could see on the original before the paint removal this was quite a rough casting, but of course we don't really know how bad it is until we get all the paint off and have a look at the bare metal, and it is rough. Not only are there pits all over it, but it seems to be collapsing on this side, as you can see there, so I'm going to need to rebuild that. I thought this was going to be a relatively quick turnaround. Now a quick turnaround for me is something like 3 or 4 hours, but no, I have probably 3 or 4 hours just in sanding and rebuilding and sanding and rebuilding, but never mind. I enjoyed this one actually, but yeah, having taken off the paint all over, the base was perfect, but yeah, this casting is going to need a lot of work. Kind of on the front wing there, on the right hand side, perhaps it was laying on its side in the shed, and yeah, whatever it was laying in there, just eaten into it over all these years. Bear in mind this casting's probably over 60 years old, but yeah, there's a lot of deep scratches and deep gouges I'm going to need to get out, and there's a very, very coarse sandpaper way too coarse really for die cast in general, but I'd be there all day with 1200 grit. So yeah, had to probably take down a lot of metal. And it's actually at this stage that I noticed on the left wing here there was like an indicator stalk, I guess, something like that, and it's no longer on the right hand side, so to match them up I'll just remove. Now there were a few little pits left. To be honest, if I continue to sand for all the pits to come out, well, this would be a convertible. But yeah, with those couple of pits remaining, I shall use the JB weld and fill it in. So as you can see here, this is wet, and I've used my finger as well for down the right hand side just to try and spread it out and make sure we've got anything. But whilst that is drying, we're going to be using the Tamiya TS14, courtesy of our friend Tony Bellini, which paints perfect bases. Just a single coat. No need for a primer. Of course, Lesney back in the day, these cars weren't primered. You know, we do it now just to try and make best of what we got, but you know, technology of course has come a long way. But and hey, I'm not doing a million today, I'm just doing one. But look at that. That is beautiful, that paint. And this has been under the kind of red heat lamps to speed up the dry process. And well, let's have it again at rubbing it down. And eventually, look at that. That is smooth. I can't say it's perfect, but from what we started out with, it's not bad. We've lost a little bit of the detail on the right hand side here, but again, you know, we had no choice. So it goes into the paint booth for the black primer now. I will be attempting to replicate the original colour. And of course it's a light blue, which you would think you would go over a light primer. The only thing that I find is with this particular paint that I like to use, the Vallejo Premium Airbrush metallic range, it just seems to get a better finish over a darker primer. So I start with silver, add a few little drops of the blue metallic, and I've noticed in a couple of recent builds, now this is airbrush ready, but of course it's very hot at the moment. It's in the mid-20s. Well, I would say in my little up in my loft area, it's probably 30 degrees. You may even hear I've just bought this little aircon unit. It's useless, to be honest, but I think it's doing something. And anyway, it's so hot that this airbrush ready paint, I just needed to just drop a few little drops of water just to help it by. And yeah, it laid on perfectly actually. But anyway, it's later in the day, and that black base there has dried beautifully. And same again with this. I've put as well a clear coat, and of course we've got the wheels to put back on. But anyway, I'll add a few extra details off camera, but this was what it looked like. Can you believe it? And hey, this is now the final result. I think a massive change, a massive improvement, and yeah, I'm really happy with this one, to be honest. How she turns around there, it's got a beautiful, and I think very similar to the original colour. I'm not one to try and replicate it exactly, you know, I just went into the ballpark. But yeah, around the back there you got the chrome bumper, little chrome on that hinge or rear hatch kind of latch, tiny little bit of red nose tail lights. Coming around this side, this was the bad side, the damaged side. So yeah, you know, there's a few little lines that are off, perhaps. A few little detail lines removed, but better than what it was, right? And of course, that beautiful face with the chrome grille, lights and bumper. But do remember, with 2,000 likes, this one, it could be yours. But anyway, just want to take this opportunity again to thank my amazing patrons. Thanks very much again to Shaun. I really appreciate it, mate. And please all stick around for now the unboxing. Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage unboxing video. Here we have an unboxing, and I have been expecting this one. This one is from Shaun Livermore. Shaun contacted me on my Facebook page and said, Rob, you know, I've been clearing out the farm workshop. Now, Shaun is a farmer. I've become to learn, which I think, well, it's one of my dream jobs to become a farmer, to be honest. But anyway, he said, you know, Rob, I've been cleaning out the farm workshop. I've come across these old cars, and, you know, I've been watching your videos and wondered if you wanted them. And of course I said, yes, please, thank you very much. And he's actually a local farmer. So that is even more special. But yeah, let's have a look. There is a note. Let me just quickly check it, make sure there's no contact details there. So here we go. So hi Rob, please find enclosed the barn find. So these are a true barn find models that we spoke about. I hope they are of some use to you. Kind regards, Shaun. Thank you, Shaun. This note will be going up on my wall of letters, which I look at and read them very often. But very well packed. Right, so let's move them out of the way and then go through them. Look at this beauty. Right, so first off we have, let me just move this light around a bit. We have the Matchbox Model A Ford from 1979, and I've got quite a few of these. I think they come with Kellogg's. They must have been given away with Kellogg's cornflakes back in whenever, the 80s perhaps. But I don't have the Roundtree's version, and I've probably got, I want to say, 10 of these trucks, and they're all the same. This one is different, and it's actually in really good condition. So that's a Survivor, and that'll be staying as it is, as a what would you call it, a Survivor in my collection. So that is a beauty. But look at this, look. This here is one of my favourite Matchbox kind of creations. Of course, this is the Honda trailer with the Honda motorcycle, and the tyres are good. It's a bit dirty, and I reckon underneath that dirt, I would say that's probably in near mint condition. You've got the two handlebars there. The trailer is a little bit on the rougher side. You know, a little bit of paint chipping, but otherwise, you know, it's in good condition. And that would be a lovely little restoration, I think. Oh wow, look at this. So this is a Husky. It says here Volkswagen pickup, and that is wonderful. I'm assuming this would have, not too sure what this is. It may be remnants of, I don't know, would there be string attached to this to go around the top there? Maybe a conveyor? Yeah, I'm thinking that there was probably a rubber conveyor and it moves backwards and forwards. Perhaps you've got some bits to put up, move the conveyor, and then it travels up. I don't think it would have been like a car or anything, just maybe some kind of a luggage. But that is wonderful. I really like that. I would say in my top 3 restorations that I've ever done, one being the Chevrolet Impala Taxi and one being the Pontiac Grand Prix, but I also done one of these. This is the Matchbox car transporter, and this is certainly in worse condition than the one that I done, but this is very salvageable. So much so that after this video, I am going to buy some new decals for this, and I will restore this one as soon as possible. Beautiful. So this is a Corgi Whiz Wheels Bertoni Carabo, and that is in lovely condition. It would be a shame to restore that. The window section there, perfect. Couple of little scuffs, but hey, what kind of age would you say this is? Made in Great Britain. I'm going to guess it's probably from the 70s. So it's got to be over 40 years old. That's lovely, isn't it? And it's the larger scale, so the earlier scale here, like that Husky, that would go on there. And then we have the Matchbox Series number 24, Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Opening boot there. We've got a crack in the windscreen, but everything else is present, all the tyres. I've done a couple of these Rolls Royces. They're a favourite of mine. A beautiful car, and you never know, one day that may get a fresh restore. I'll put that on there. Just have to actually, Sean, I think I remember Sean mentioning like in the kind of conversations on Facebook, he said, Rob, I must apologise that they're all dirty, they're all grubby, and I said, Sean, the dirtier the better, mate. So here we have some absolute gems again. So let's start with, of course, we know this one to be the Jeep Gladiator, and you could just about make it out there. Jeep Gladiator. I have, that won't open anymore. That one just about does. Yeah, heavily encrusted. And I have restored one of these before, but I went with kind of aftermarket wheels and such, but perhaps I'll do a true restoration on one of these. But yeah, that's very nice. I wonder if that goes in. Just a bit too tall. Look at this Lamborghini Miura. Isn't that beautiful? And in fact, I don't think I've actually restored one of these, or customised one, or have I? No, yeah, I have done. I think I've done it in yellow. I can't even remember now. I've done so many cars that I can't even remember what I have or haven't done. But that is wonderful. And is that a little crack there? No, it doesn't appear to be coming all the way through. So I think that is just a scratch that will perhaps buff out. See that? But you know, they don't make them like that anymore. Kind of the design there, wonderful. And let's see if we can park him in. Can he go all the way in? What's stopping him? There's something stopping him. I don't want to force it. Here we have the Ford Zephyr 6, and it looks like we've got a spider there as well. But otherwise, she's wonderful. It's a shame we've got a bit of a crack there in the window section, but I think so look, looks like it's taken a bit of a hit from the side there. You see, look at that A-pillar. So it seems like it's, you know, maybe it's something to be trodden on or it's been dropped, but that hit there is obviously enough to have damaged that window, which is a real shame. Of course we can straighten out that A-pillar, and if I've got a replacement windscreen, if I look around, I think I do, so that'll be up for restoration. Look at this old Rolls. So this is a Rolls Royce Silver Cloud. We can see the bent axle there, but that can be straightened out. Quite a lot of corrosion, unfortunately, on there, but you know, it's just a roof section. I'm sure we could buff that out. You know, I think that'll be a nice restoration. I wonder whether I would do a, yeah, I think, you know, a restoration plus perhaps maybe put a little bit of chrome on the rear and front bumper, in the headlights and the grille there. Maybe a little bit, a tiny little dab of red in those rear lights. I think that'll be a nice one to do. Of course, kind of try to get this light blue metallic. Got the old thinking cogs whirring away. Then we've got like a last, but I'm sure not least package. Look at these. Oh. Certainly not the least. Look at this little package here. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. Ah, so let's have a look at it first. Now I know the shape. Of course, it's an Austin A95. Look at that little face. Look at that style of it. Now, Matchbox or Lesney done a version of this, and in fact, do I have it to hand? I've got a very, very battered one, as you can see here. And unfortunately I don't have, but I'm sure they call this the Austin A45, and it is very different, you know, it's a different casting. This is Austin. You can kind of see the same swooping line down there, you know, flat at the back. Of course this would be like a saloon car, whereas this one is an estate or wagon. Would that have been the original orange? Looks like it's orange inside and out, so I imagine so. And this one, it doesn't have any rivet. So this is number 15, Austin A95 Westminster Countryman, made in England. And what was the car I did recently? it was the little black police car. And was it a Budgie? I think it might be a Budgie brand, or another kind of obscure brand that I this has got the same base to it. Let me go and get it. Right, so this is what I'm thinking. As you can see here, it's the same brand. Now this was painted silver base, as was this one, but I just polished it out. But it's got the same wheels, it's the same style. Of course I went with the did I? Oh right, yeah. So the part of the base was just the original here, and then I chromed or painted in silver the rear bumper. But this one could be polished out. But anyway, what I was trying to get at was, on this one, same again, there wasn't a rivet, so I had to force it off, and there was a post somewhere. I could probably, yeah, the post is about there, and I had to basically, force it off, and I guess it just broke, it snapped, and then I just got to glue the base back on. So perhaps I'll have to do the same with this one. I can see that there is a post here, so I'll have to dig it away from there, and then I can see that there's a post here. So here and here, where you would expect to see a rivet, there's not. How they did that, I guess it was just glued on. Yeah, because all this top part and the actual post going down to the base is all painted in this orange. So it must be just glued on. So I'll have to just pull that off, but isn't that wonderful? Anyway, I'll move on. I've been speaking about that one for too long. Too excited about that, I think. To be honest, I'm excited about all of these. But what we've got left, we've got these ones. So this is a Noddy and his train, a Budgie. So I've never seen it branded as a Budgie. I'm assuming we are missing the driver here. We're missing part of the kind of tow hook. It doesn't look like it would have had any tracks or anything like that, so I need to do a bit of research on that one. Looks like it's been over painted, look, but otherwise, wouldn't it be lovely to restore something like this as a something different? But yeah, some research needed on that one. This is a lovely, very nice Volkswagen bus, number 12, look, made in England, Volkswagen Micro Bus. I don't know whether this, I'm assuming it's going to be the same brand again. Yeah, so it's the same brand as this. There's no rivets, but look, and I can see there's no post. So it looks like in order to simply take this one apart, I've just got to force the outsides here, and the base will just come out, and then it pops in, as you can see there. But yeah, that is a beauty. Shaun is going to keep me very busy with this lot. There really are some absolute gems here. This is a Lesney number 1, and so it looks like we've got some an engine here. Look at the detail in those wheels. Kids' toys, certainly not like that anymore. This part here is all bashed up and broken, but all of those pieces are there, so I know that I can probably straighten that back out again. I say straighten it out, but you know, circle it out. I don't know, but yeah, that is very nice. Like I say, looking through here, are we missing anything? Let me know down in the comments, because I would like to know that one. Here we have the Dune of Connaught, maybe Duke of Connaught, I think. Yeah, some this is number 14. Models of Yesteryear by Lesney. I did some time ago a locomotive in kind of black and gold, and it was different to this one, and perhaps if I do this in a similar, that will go and sit quite nicely next to that other locomotive. Of course, this is not a train. The train would be the carriages behind it, right? I think that's correct. But yeah, that is ripe for restoration. And then let me just have a little tidy up. And then we have the number 23 Bluebird Dauphine, made in England by Lesney. And I wonder, is this the original colour? We do have a broken hitch there, which is a shame, but I'm sure that can be repaired. But that is a lovely little caravan, and it will look perfect, kind of, well, I guess towed behind this one. We've got a broken both ends, but yeah, wouldn't that look lovely? Probably similar eras. I don't even know where to start with this lot. You know, this one here and this one here are perfect. They will go straight, you know, in my kind of display cabinet. You know, perhaps this one can be a survivor. Once I clean it up, maybe I get it under some warm water to see how it goes. But yeah, restoration. This one, some research. You know, this one will be accustomed to match what I've got already. This one, I'll have a look. If this is number 1, perhaps I shouldn't touch it, but maybe some research. The rolls, I've done a couple of these already, but you know, I'll certainly do another one in the future. This one, I want to find out if I need to put something on here. The Lamborghini Miura, one of the most beautiful cars ever made, and that'll get a custom or restoration again one day. But then, yeah, certainly this like cabin trailer, I'm gonna close down this video now, and I'm gonna straight away purchase the decals for this trailer, and I will be in the near future restoring that one. But I need to do one of these cars now, and you know, what a choice to just start with. You know, there's no right or wrong here. They all need to be done, and I'm going to do them all. It's almost like a lucky dip, you know. I'm going to do this Rolls Royce. I have another one. And I've been tempted to restore this one, but it's not in bad condition. This one needs love. This one needs help. I'm going to do this one now. So what I'll do is I shall put this unboxing at the end of this restoration, and I hope that this one turned out okay and that you've liked the video, you've subscribed, you've commented down below, because I'll be giving it away. With 2,000 likes, that's all it takes. The videos get watched number of thousands of times. If all you did was like the video, then you make a comment, you're in for a chance. But obviously we have to give Shaun a massive thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. What might be, you know, kind of you going through your you know, your little place there, the farm workshop, this might be, I don't know, kind of old cars to you, but hopefully you'll enjoy watching restore this one plus many others. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it, especially in this current time that we're in. And yeah, well, cheers guys. I'll speak to you all soon.